Good evening, VV Nation. My name is Ryan. Welcome to the channel. Tonight's 6 p.m. presentation. Thursday is always my favorite spot now because we focus on semiconductors. That's right. Tonight we're going to talk about semiconductors and a new partnership that is developing. I'm going to show you one news article. It's real fresh. These stocks are actually up to date based on this news, so I thought it was a very appropriate topic. So tonight's topic will be Dell and SMCI's partnership with Tesla for their new AI data center. So if this is something that you're interested in, stick around and let's get started. This is the news that just broke out that is pushing Supermicro and Dell shares even higher. You can see SMCI up 5.8%, Dell up 1.49%. Their partnership is with Elon Musk. So to give you a quick backstory here, we see that shares of Dell and Supermicro jumped this morning as Elon Musk revealed that the two hardware makers will provide servers to help his artificial intelligence startup Xai to develop a supercomputer. Now, Elon Musk does have several projects going on right now. The first is to build a $500 million Dojo supercomputer in Buffalo, New York, while the other facility in Austin, Texas is getting a super dense water-cooled supercomputer cluster. This is the key to the whole article here. The technology would potentially help Tesla develop the computer vision large language models needed for robots and autonomous driving. So you can see this Xai in partnership with both Dell and SMCI is part of a much bigger picture when it comes to pushing Tesla ahead of the curve. The main competitors in this space is Microsoft and Google. So if Elon Musk really wants Tesla to compete with the tech giants such as Microsoft and Alphabet, they are going to need to go a step in this direction. Now, some comments from the CEO of Dell, Michael Dell, said Wednesday in an X post that his firm is building a Dell AI factory with NVIDIA chips to power Musk AI bot Grok. All right, in the list, we got 3 stocks. That's right, 3 of them. We got SMCI and Dell, which were mentioned in the partnership here. And I did put Tesla. Xai is not publicly traded, but we saw from the article that this generative AI is supposed to help Tesla in their endeavors when it comes to humanoid robots and self-driving technology with their Tesla vehicles. As we use the VectorVest software to analyze these positions here, you can see that all 3 of them are overvalued right now. Tesla being the most overvalued, coming in at $181, currently trading, while we value it at just $45. Now, as we take a look at the fundamentals here, RV and RS, to have a favorable rating, you would want a number above 1, while below 1 are unfavorable ratings. The further you get away from 1 speaks to the magnitude of that favor. So at no surprise, Supermicro at the top of the list here. I mean, out of all 9,200 some odd stocks we're tracking throughout the US market, this one's ranked number 2 in the entire database. In second place, when it comes to fundamentals here, we have Dell Tech, respectively, RV coming in at 1.19, while the relative safety is at 1.23. Tesla being the problem child on this list here, fundamentally mixed right now. RV looking at that long-term price appreciation, 0.3. However, the RS, or relative safety, just looking at things like the consistency of the company's financial performance, comes in at 1.26. Now, all 3 of these stocks, looking at the short-term price trend here, RT relative timing, all 3 of them are making money right now and currently in an uptrend, with Tesla having the weakest momentum to the upside with a RT rating at 1.11. Now, 2 of the stocks do have a buy rating. Tesla have a hold rating currently. As we scroll over here, look at the forecasted data. The sales growth rate with Supermicro, 200% here. Phenomenal rating. You can see why it's one of the top stocks in the database right now. Even the growth rate in earnings at 42%. I always enjoy seeing the sales growth rate outperform the growth rate in earnings here. Now, we do have Dell Technologies. Its sales growth rate comes in at 6%, while the growth rate in earnings comes in at 15%. So still good numbers there. Tesla, again, the problem child here, sales growth rate at -9%, while the growth rate in earnings comes in at -5%. As much as I like looking at individual data points, much rather look at a chart. So the first one we got here is SMCI. You can see the company was undervalued for the first 6 months of this chart. Over the last 6 months, though, price action taking off quite a bit here. However, it's still slightly overvalued right now. You can see price action came back to touch this valuation. If I zoom into a 6-month time span, the stock was momentarily right on point with our valuation here. Now, the thing that I'm noticing most with SMCI, you can see the consolidation in this wedge pattern here with a tighter trading range occurring, We did get a breakout to the upside of this wedge pattern. However, on today's news with this upper wick right here and the close being lower than the open, a lot of this momentum from the news coming out has faded away. But if I zoom in even further to a 1 month time span, we do see this trend line here. I'd like to see a retest of this trend line showing some buying pressure, just confirming this breakout to the upside. Now, all the moving averages are in our favor right now, but if you're not already in this position and you're thinking about getting into this position, look at this retest, see if you see some buying pressure, and putting a stop shortly below it with something that you're comfortable with is not the worst idea to enter this position. Next up is Dell. You can see the price action here just above $40. Now it's trading at $149. The sales growth rate was negative 12 months ago. However, today closing at 6% to the upside, so you can see this company making a good turnaround when it comes to their sales, especially forecasted sales data. Even the EPS or earnings per share, this is also forecasted on the rise, nice steady stair-step fashion over the last 12 months. So I like what I see here. If I zoom into a 3-month time span, very similar to what we saw with SMCI. You see the wedge pattern here forming. As far as today's candlestick, same scenario as SMCI, gapped up this morning, had a nice upper wick here. However, buyers did not have control. Now we're seeing price action start to fade away here, getting really close to yesterday's close, currently trading at $149.35. If you're not in this position already, I'd wait for a breakout in either direction to see if the bulls or the bears have control. Now here's the problem child. Last chart we're going to take a look at is Tesla. You see it was trading just above $250 at the beginning of this chart here, closing today at $181. The low came in at $138. The green line here, that's our valuation metrics. So you can see the stock is still greatly overvalued right now with all the troubles in the EV space. This is why I'm really pushing the whole autonomous driving, robo-taxis. You know, the future of what Tesla stands for is at stake when it comes to the company right now. When it comes to the forecasted data, not much better here. The sales growth rate 1 year ago stood at 24%. However, if we go to today, we see it comes in at negative 9%. Even the EPS or forecasted earnings per share has been dropping nice and steadily over the last 12 months. That's why I'm definitely suggesting that, this company really needs to get its act together when it comes to these robo-taxis, humanoid robots, things of that nature to really justify the valuation. Okay, VV Nation, you heard what I had to say. It was a great story. Just hit the headlines here. We went over the stocks, SMCI, Dell, and Tesla. We looked at their charts. I hope this information was informative when it comes to either, maintaining these positions or opening up new positions within these 3 stocks. Now, if you liked tonight's video, make sure you subscribe to the channel so that way I can keep you updated going forward. Hit the like button. Also, share it amongst your social circles so that way other people can get involved and can make money in the market. That's what it's all about. Now, you guys have a great night, and I'll see you next week.